So good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Community, where all are welcome and differences are celebrated as the splendor of God's creative expression. And let us open our service affirming Unity's first principle. I'm sorry, I don't have it on the PowerPoint, so listen carefully. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in this ministry, God, the good, omnipotent, together. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in this ministry, God, the good, omnipotent. And we breathe into that truth, drawing each one into our circle of love this morning and celebrating the power of each of you as we recognize our oneness in God. And I'm Lisa Lawson. I'm licensed Unity teacher and here at Unity Spiritual Community, and Reverend Carla is in the house. And I'm happy to be joined today by our good friend Laurie Story Vela. And I want to say a few words about Laurie. And this isn't her official bio, but I know Laurie pretty well. So Laurie is a New Thought leader and musician, and she has inspired and uplifted hundreds, if not thousands, of children and families through her work with her former nonprofit, Creative Spirit Families, and in Unity churches and New Thought churches. And she's created countless videos for family literacy in her online Leaping Literacy Library. And many of us have attended her Feathers Camp in the Sierras, as well as events celebrating the turnings of the seasons and the year. So we want to welcome Laurie, who is a fountain of wisdom and creativity. We welcome her to Unity Spiritual Community. Mm-hmm. And now I'd like to invite our other licensed Unity teachers, Sylvia Wheeler, to read today's daily word.
Thank you, Lisa. Good morning, everybody. This is Sunday, May 19th, 2024. And the word for today is I am, or the words. And the affirmation is, I am a living expression of God. In the book of Exodus, excuse me, Moses asks God his name, and God responds, I am who I am. I am is the name of the divine presence within me, a reminder of my spiritual nature. Sometimes I may forget my divine identity excuse me, by thinking of myself as weak, incapable, or unfortunate. If I have spoken disempowering words about myself, I release these thoughts and stop using those words. Each time I say, I am, I strengthen my awareness of the truth of my being. I am God's life, love, wisdom, and strength, expressing uniquely as me. As I pay attention to my thoughts and words, I am able to recognize and release limiting thoughts more quickly. My awareness of my true identity grows stronger and stronger. And from Matthew chapter 16, verse 15, he said to them, but who do you say that I am? Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. So we welcome each one of you who is here with us today at whether you're at Sylvan Community Center or on Zoom or on YouTube. And we know that each of you is here by divine appointment. And we want to thank you for adding to the joy of our Sunday celebration. So if it's your first time here with us, please make sure to pick up a welcome packet from an usher, and that would be Brian today. Or he'll bring you one, and sign our welcome book in the lobby, and we'll make sure you get on to our email newsletter list. We're going to take a moment now to greet each other, remembering that many Unity people like to give hugs, but sometimes we prefer to just have a namaste or a handshake or a hello. And so just be aware of that as we join in greeting each other at this time. The music is your cue to go back to your seat. Please go ahead and greet each other at this time.
I grow in grace. Grace is good, flowing, glowing every place. Grace glows on every face. I am open to see. I am open to be the glorious face of grace. Look around the room, all these beautiful faces of grace. I grow, I grow, I grow in grace. Grace is good, flowing, glowing every place. Grace glows on every face. I am open to see. I am open to be the glorious face of grace. Hold your face, know yourself as that grace. I grow, I grow, I grow in grace. Grace is good, flowing, glowing every place. Grace glows on every face. I am open to see. I am open to
now draw our attention to the prayer box in the lobby, where we leave our prayer requests for ourselves and for our loved ones and for the world. And we just bring all those whom with we are praying into the energy of faith and of love. And we just affirm them, standing in the light and the love of God, looking within for all that they need and all that we need. For within each of us is the eternal Christ presence, our divine self, the source of all life, all strength, all healing, and all supply. So we take a moment to breathe into this truth, knowing that each person is guided step by step into a greater awareness of God's presence. And we pray this in the name of the living Christ. Amen.
Oh, yes. We are preparing for our transformation conversation, friends. So we're going to start by anchoring in the truth of who? We're going to start by anchoring in the truth of who we truly be. There are wings all over this room. At any moment, you feel like flapping your wings. You do it. You grab some wings and you live your truth. So to live our truth, a lot of times we got to get the yuckies out of the way. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just lay down those negative thoughts. So anybody thinking a negative thought about the wings, you just let it go now. Gonna lay down my negative thoughts. Just gonna let them go. Just gonna let them go. Just gonna let them go. Gonna lay down my negative thoughts and live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Well, you know, there can be a lot of things to let go of in this life, right? So we are going to let go of guilt, blame, and shame, because, man, we don't need those. Let's let them go. Gonna lay down guilt, blame, and shame. Just gonna let them go. Just gonna let them go. Just gonna let them go. Gonna lay down guilt, blame, and shame, and live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Well, let's see. What else do we want to let go of? All right. Separation and fear, right? Let's let those go. Gonna lay down separation and fear. Just gonna let them go. Just gonna let them go. Just gonna let them go. Gonna lay down separation and fear and live the truth of who I am. Sorry. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. All right. Well, as we know, because we've been on this conscious path for a little bit, there's a lot of things to lay down. Pretty much every day we can find something, right? So, you know, some of the things we sing about are like unworthiness and judgment and doubt, and, you know, it's the song that never ends. But we do need to end because we got a lot of ground to cover today, and we're going to be crawling and flying, so we got to go. Anybody in the room want to shout something out they want to let go of? Insecurity, yes, ma'am. Gonna let it down. Insecurity, just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go. Gonna lay down insecurity and live the go and live. This my slides aren't right. Live the true I am, but it's all right. We're living our truth. Let's do our chorus. Gonna live it. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. I am, I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Oh, my goodness. Take a big breath. It feels so good to let go of the yuckies. And we just made a little bit of room, friends. So we're going to put in some good stuff. Let's put in some love, joy, peace. Let's take it up. Gonna take up love, joy, and peace. Just gonna let them in. Just gonna let them in. Just gonna let them in. We're gonna take up love, joy, and peace. And live the truth of who I am. Let's live it. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. I am, I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Gonna live the truth of who I am. Oh! Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Patient friends. All right. Let's take a big breath of the truth of who we truly be. Taking a deep breath of the truth we truly be. Yes, we are. So, Spirit is always calling us into our truth. I love the daily word was I am. That's our truth. I am. I am that I am the great I am. So yay. Yay for us. That is where we are going, friends. Yeah, we are. And it's perfect that we are here today for this transformation conversation because last Sunday was Mother's Day. Right? Where we honored mothers. And actually Mother's Day started as a day for peace, so we could go into all different things about Mother's Day, which we are not. Because when we are centered in our loving I am, we do want peace for all creatures, just like every mother would want peace for all beings on this earth. And so mothers represent birth, right? Next Sunday is Memorial Day Sunday, where we honor the dead. Now, it has become more or less a memorial celebration of those who, were soldiers and fought for the country, or a military thing. But my mother and grandmother always celebrated Memorial Day as Decoration Day, where they would go to the cemeteries and honor all those who had passed with flowers. And so flowers are one of our greatest smiling beauties of life. And so when we honor life, the flower is a wonderful symbol for that, right? And that's why it shows up at funerals and at weddings. And, we honor birth and we honor death with flowers. So that's one of our symbols today to remember. Okay. So basically we are talking about the circle of life today. And transformation and change are all about the circle of life, the never-ending circle. There's birth and there's death, but it's not a line. It's not like birth and death, flat line. It's a circle. It's a never-ending circle. So we're going to be having some fun in the circle. And we're also going to take the sacred awareness of what it is, the honor of what it is to be in these bodies, to be in this life, and to have sacred awareness of creation, creation itself, and us as co-creators. So take a big breath of that. If you want to put your hands on your heart, you can do that. And I love that there's a baby in the room. Think of yourself as a baby, conceptually or however else you can think about that. And just for a moment in your heart, take yourself into that circle of life. Some of us are farther from that birthing place than others, but we're all in a circle. We're all in a circle. So I want you to honor your own birth in this body, in this moment. And I want you to honor that you are the glorious face of grace, the glorious face of creation. Breathe into that truth of who you truly be, and let's be with that in the silence, in the stillness, in the sacredness. Oh, sacred breath of beauty, sacred breath of yes, love expressed. Yes, we are love expressed. And so, let us begin our transformation conversation. Okay, did this work? I tried to do this while y'all had your eyes closed. So I put on some antennas for the transformation conversation. And you are all tuned in now. You all just touched base, right? Your antennas should be twitching, okay? And we're going to begin this transformation conversation with things that are teeny tiny, like antennas. There's so many small things in this world that help us align with our sacred divine, and that is how things transform. Small after small, step after step, drop after drop of water on the stone, right? So our friends today for our transformation conversation are feature creature teachers, bugs. Yes, we're going to be playing with bugs. Yes, we are. So, teeny tiny little bugs. They can tell us to trust life and to trust the transformations of life. Okay, so beetles, you may not know, you may not think of it this way, because I didn't for most of my life, but insects and bugs, they're animals. They're considered animals by those who consider such things. And so beetles represent 25% of all the animals on the planet. So that's not just bugs, that's like elephants and everything, right? So they're prolific. They are telling us we can trust life, like there's life everywhere on this planet. Okay, now going back, so our feature creature teacher beetle is telling us that I am life, right? So can we say that affirmation together? I am life. Now, say it like you're talking to your creator and you're like, yes, ma'am, I am life. Yeah, do the bug wiggle. So as bugs have been on the planet for millions of years, we are tapped in with our little antennas to the ancient wisdom that is us, that created us, that is everywhere on our planet and in the all of creation, right? And so we're all filled with this divinity. Now, in case any of you are bugged by this topic or having a little bit of like, what? I thought I was going to church today. Why is she talking about bugs? Why is she wearing antennas? Why is her wings all over the room? I just want to say, thank you, Ashley. it's all about perspective, friends, right? So the ancient Egyptians, the scarab beetle was sacred, and they wore it in amulets, the same way that many people wear a cross today, right? And so from that place of sacred awareness, we are going to let the bugs be our feature creature teachers today. We're going to let them be sacred for us today and help us see more of the sacred in us. So can you go back one slide? So part of my talk today, I'm going to sing just because I can. Anyway, I just like to sing. And so, and this song is just erratic enough that I thought it'd be best if you didn't try to follow me. We saw how that worked out last time with those slides. But anyway, what I want you to do is think about your favorite bugs, okay? So what would be your favorite bug? Can somebody call one out? Roly-poly. What else? Ladybug. Anyone else? Spider. Praying mantis. I have a verse about praying mantis, but didn't make the cut today. Yes. So we're actually going to start. I'll be breaking this song up throughout the talk, but we're going to start with two of the favorite bugs. I actually only heard one in the room. Ladybug. Ladybug. Bring us luck. Teach us love. Ladybug, butterfly, butterfly, bring us hope, teach us try. Butterfly, creepy crawling creatures, tiny winged teachers, school us all about small. Sometimes we fly high. Most times we crawl. Small left, small. Small left, small. 2 slides, please. Ladybug. Ladybug. So, all of our feature creature teachers today have their own PowerPoints, so we're streamlining, and my jewelry's going to probably keep falling off, so that's all right. So there's lots of fun facts about each one of our feature creature teachers, but ladybugs, I always think of them as being red with black dots, and I think it's notable that there are 5,000 different kinds. They're all different colors. And they're big friends because they eat all the aphids, which like to eat are the plants that we like to eat, right? And so, do y'all know the story of how Ladybug got her name? Well, my friend Rev Kareen is here, and she plays with me in my Leaping Literacy Library, my ETV and whatever, and we do puppets. So we have this whole segment with the Ladybug puppets. We should have just done that right here, but we're not. We're going to tell you real quick. So there's a story of European farmers, and they were losing their crops. They were just getting locusted out or whatever was happening, right? And so they were all praying. They were all praying to the Virgin Mary. Please save us, please come. So the ladybugs came. Well, they were beetles. The beetles came and wiped out the insects who were wiping out the crops. And so they all, everybody that had been praying to the Virgin Mary, whatever, Mother Mary, called the beetle of Our Lady. And so from there, it got shortened to Lady Beetle or Lady Bird Beetle or Ladybug. Anyway, so yes, it's amazing how with like the scarab beetle in the ancient Egyptian times and the ladybug, how there's this intersection. It's the whispers of the pagan coming into religions, because we are so connected to the earth. And because the little winged ones and crawling ones have so much to teach us about our own self and about the earth. The other thing about ladybugs is they are kind of known in a lot of places in the world for bringing luck. Does anybody think of them as bringing you luck? Yeah. And so, however we tend to identify, with things is the meaning that we give them, right? So another one of our faves is butterfly, because they're so beautiful. And then they have this whole amazing, of course, set of facts about them. And I just had to throw this one in there because I love this one so much. This is what I would like to aspire to. I don't think it works in a human body. But they use up all their energy, so they never, excrete. They never need a bathroom. So I just find that really cool, right? It's wouldn't that save a lot of our problems on this planet if we all could just eat what we need, let it filter through, right? So anyway, I love that. Okay, so and then of course, many insects have this circle of life. Circle of development. And so we're going to look at the butterflies just briefly and how we can relate that to the way that we go through this world, right? So they started as an egg, and the egg represents the ideas, because we all are filled with ideas, constantly ideas, right? And then the caterpillar represents the decisions and the actions, right? So you birth one of those ideas out and you take some actions on it. You make some decisions and you take some actions. And it can be said that the way the caterpillar chews through leaves, because they're pretty all the time, right? That's kind of what we do, sometimes too much of chewing on our ideas, but we're moving forward. Even if it's inching forward, we're moving forward with our ideas. And then there comes that time for the chrysalis. There comes that time where we have to be in stillness. And again, this is not a line, it's a circle, so it can happen constantly, right? Having an idea, taking an action, going back, sitting in stillness, letting it alchemize, okay, next, right? And then there are moments of flight. There are moments of emergence where we can fly. But in between, coming out of that chrysalis, I think we probably, most of us, if not all of us, know what a struggle that is, and that the struggle is real and that it has to be, right? So what happens when the butterfly is emerging from, first of all, I just started back up for a second, they turn into complete goo in there, in the chrysalis, right? And most times when we're in meditation, we don't get too gooey, but sometimes more gooey than others, where we can just really melt into spirit and just be an open canvas, right? But that's what's happening in the chrysalis. They just become goo. But somehow, through the egg and the caterpillar and everything is all in there. It's all in there, right? And so when they emerge, it has to be this act of struggle that can, I think, sometimes take a couple of hours. And it's the way that they push fluid out of their wings. And if they don't have that struggle, somebody comes along and wants to be kind and cuts the chrysalis to make it easy for them to pop out, they're they can't fly. Because it's a process where they have to let the fluid out of their wings. And it is a struggle. I've got some video of it, and and whatever. But the struggle is real, let me just say, right? And so what that shows us and what that teaches us is that in our cycle of crawling and flight and ideas and actions and manifestations and co-creations, that there is a purpose in the struggle, And can we all become Dalai Lama someday? Yeah, maybe another lifetime. I don't know. I like to not limit the human behavior that, to say we have to struggle, but it is part of our circle. It's just part of our circle. And it seems to be how we evolve, and that it's all okay, all right? So we're going to do a song now with the drum, which is a great transformational tool. I love the drum because it really brings energy. And we're just going to sing about this cycle. And I want you to sing along if you're so called. You can drum along if you want to on your body or on the table or something. And you can also just be really thinking in your own, let's see what comes. What's waiting to be birthed in you? What are you struggling with? What are your ideas? Anyway, so we're just going to sing about the butterfly cycle. Transformation. Oops. There it is. It's complete goo. I do have, you know what? I forgot to turn my page. That's why. I'm trying to follow along. Okay, now we're ready to sing. Thank you, Ashley. Yes. Transformation is a turning, a circle and a line. It's the truth turning into itself over time. Transformation. The egg turns into a caterpillar. The egg holds all of that information for the caterpillar's transformation. Caterpillar turns into chrysalis. True transformation time insists. With just the right time and with just the right try, from the chrysalis comes transform butterfly. Transformation is a turning, a circle and a line. It's the truth turning into itself over time. Transformation. So however you are transforming, trust you will be just fine. Trust you will fly in time. Trust. Transformation. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Goddess Drum. Thank you, Carl Winter and Buffalo that live in that drum. All right, so we have so much to say in so little time. We are, allowing the beauty of butterfly to help us know that we live in beauty and that we can be in quiet flight at any moment. You know, we can just, because we tend to think about flying as like the big leaps in our life, but it can just be an uplifted thought, right? That little quiet flight, right? So butterfly is always reminding us about beauty. Never saw an ugly butterfly, did you? And so beauty's really everywhere, and beauty is the face of grace. Beauty is the face of creation. And so our butterflies are always reminding us of beauty. So here's the thing, my friends. I do have some more feature creature teachers for us to at least glance at. And the thing to remember is that we are conscious beings, right? And pretty much our winged friends, our crawling friends, they just seem to go at the pace of grace. And as far as we can tell, they don't really think about it a whole lot, you know. I mean, there could be an existential crisis in the chrysalis. We don't know. But pretty much I'm thinking they're just flowing, you know. And so what we can do, there's a ton of transformational tools. That's not what this talk is actually about. But sacred awareness is always available to us. And beauty is a great way to get there. So I'm going to sing about our next two feature creature teachers while we keep affirming, I am beauty. Can you say that for me? I am beauty. I am beauty. Now put a smile on your face and say it like you mean it. I am beauty. Yeah, you are. Okay, who's next? Firefly, firefly, bring us light, teach us high. Firefly, singing cicada, lost my chords, singing cicada, teach us patience and wait for later. Singing cicada, cicadas. 2 birds came out this year. You guys, I'm sure it was all over the news. You love it when insects make the news. 13 and 17-year cicadas intersected this year and came out together. All right, so fireflies are actually a beetle, and baby fireflies or lightning bugs are glowworms. And both of them emit light. Now, glowworms are more like a in the cave, right? You go. Whereas lightning bugs or fireflies are like a boom, boom, boom. So they are reminding us about our light, right? At the heart of the I am is the light that lives in us, the light that we can touch, the light in our hearts and in our mind and in our thoughts. And so it can be like the lightning bug firefly where it's like a boop here and a boop there, or we can go into the darkness and get into our baby glowworm and center in the light and emit that light. And from the place of the circle, there is a constant Tao and flow of dark and light, right? And so as these conscious beings with sacred awareness, we look to the light. We're always looking to the light, yes? And cicadas living most of their existence in the dark, down below, waiting for their moment, right, where they come out in the bazillions. And again, there's so many fun facts about these guys. But what they're here to just remind us about is that we can be in the darkness as long as we need to be. I have been having what feels like an endless dark night, but lots of little flickers in between, right? And just knowing that I'm doing my own version of goo and that the darkness is helping me with that. Because again, going back to the thing about whatever that thing was, everything was always good and there was no struggle and no try and no, all of that. Maybe that's really just how we grow. So I know that I've been experiencing a lot of challenges with my changes over the last few years. And I think globally we have, thanks to our friend COVID and, the different things that we've been experiencing as communities, And so we can just look to our friends to know that there is a cycle of dark and light and that there is always this divine timing that happens. Now, this was actually like 6 talks or 5 at least. I know I'm like running out of time already. But, the exoskeleton is a lot like what snakes do, right? So, and it is in the circle. Some bugs do it 5 times in their lifetime or whatever. There's different numbers. But what it is they literally outgrow their shell, like a snake outgrows its skin. So it has to shed the outer to be able to embody. So again, they are great teachers for us that when we're in these uncomfortable places of having to let go of situations or people or whatever it is, that it is part of this circle of life. It is part of the magic of transformation. And we can trust the divine timing, and we are always growing in grace. We are always growing in grace. So as we look back at where we've been in the last few minutes, we're talking about the sacred awareness, not only of who we are as the great I am, but seeing that with our sacred awareness, the sacred that is in everything and everyone and everywhere. And we can see that with light. We can see it with beauty. And we can know the presence of divinity. And that flow of grace is that face of the divine, of the I am. And so I'm going to cram this in, Lisa. I'm like, oh, she's telling me. I thought she was like, hurry up, and I'm like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then now I'm like, okay. Life is simpler when you're a bug, I'll tell you that. So I do want to sing about 2 more of our feature creature teachers and take us 1 more or 2 more, one-ish and a half more places. Spinning spider, spinning spider, bring us oneness, teach us united, spinning spider. All right, now I'm gonna throw one at you. It's probably not your fave. Crawling ants, bring community, teach us our chance. Crawling ants, tiny teachers of humility for humanity. Bring us awareness of divinity. Bring us willingness for unity. School us all about small and how to live in harmony. Creepy crawling creatures, tiny winged teachers. School us all about small. Sometimes we fly high. Most times we crawl. Small left, small. Small left, small. Small left, small. All right, let's get on the web. Spider. Thank you, loves. Yeah, spider. A lot we could say about spider. I spent most of my life going, ah! every time I saw a spider. Sorry, I just did that to you now. So the invitation from Spider as our feature creature teacher is to create the web of our lives, right? They are flipping amazing where that little string comes out and they're like, and the next thing you know, it's like, and, but we have the infinity of 8 that the spider represents. We have that infinity of divinity that lives in us, and we are always creating the web of our lives. And just as easy as it is to knock down a web, you can start again, any moment, any-time. So thank you, Spider. All right, so we could go so many places with bees, but I just want to, bee is like the poster child of pollination. Even though a lot of our insect friends like butterflies are pollinators. But just the invitation from bee and from the pollination conversation in transformation is to remember that as you are emitting your light, as you are emitting your beauty, as you are going through this world with sacred awareness, you are pollinators, and we are pollinating more divinity, awareness, and sacred awareness. How cool is that, right? Come on, can I get a bzzz on that one? All right, so we're gonna wrap with ant because ants represent community. Ants are like, with ants, right? They, first of all, just a fun fact I can't help but tell you. You know how tiny an ant is, right? So if you combine all the ants worldwide and all the humans worldwide, who weighs more? The ants. Kind of scary. There's a lot of them. And so, but they know so much about community, and that's probably why they're so prolific, right? But they can all group together and make a boat and float. I mean, there's just amazing things about ants. So, and they also represent the circle of life, much in the same way as the butterfly does, right? And the other thing that I want to mention about, so in their prolificness and their attention to community, they are all about birth and life, but they also really honor their dead. They have undertakers in their colonies. And it doesn't matter if an ant dies like a ways away from the nest. The undertakers go and they find the dead and they bring them to what's called a minden. I don't know who named it that, but it's like the ant graveyard. And so they honor their dead. And so again, we take these teeny tiny little creatures that crawl through this world, and there's so much to teach us about what it is to be at one with each other, to honor each other, to honor life, to honor death, to honor the circle, right? And so we have to say thank you to all of our feature creature teachers for helping us to be connected to ourselves and connected to each other, to see in this tiny, right, that it is small after small. That is how change is done. That is how change is made. And so in our transformational toolbox, we have lots of different things that we can draw from. But today we talked about just having the sacred awareness of the divine, of ourselves as divine, but that the divine is everywhere. We talked about seeing beauty. We talked about acknowledging the light and the cycles of light and dark within us. We talked about just acknowledging the circle of life, the honoring of birth, the honoring of death, and every moment in between that we can remember and do that. And then knowing that we have a choice in any given moment, we have a voice in any given moment to speak to ourselves or each other. And so truly, transformation is always in our hands and in our sacred antennas. Are they up? No, they're down. Okay. In our sacred antennas to see, know, and affirm ourselves as divine and each other as divine. And I thank you, smiling face of grace, smiling face of beauty, radiant light beings. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Laurie, for joining us today and sharing about your feature creature teachers. Thank you. So we'll have the ushers prepare for the offering. And just remember that we're doing this, we're taking a little more care with how we pass the offering bag these days. We want to make sure, we have 2 bags, right, Brian? Let's do 2 sides of the room. We want to make sure that each person has a chance to bless the offering, knowing that whether you're giving a financial donation today or not, you are providing a gift to our community in being here and in blessing the offering, blessing everything that we give as a community and all that we are together in all the ways that we bless each other and the greater community. So go ahead and begin. Let's actually, before we pass the offering, let's just breathe into gratitude for the good that our gifts bring as they pass through our community and flow into the world. We're grateful for each other, for every one of our gifts. Our hearts are open. We give generously and joyfully, knowing that as we give, we also receive all the gifts of the universe. And so knowing, we bless these offerings and all that they provide, and we say our affirmation together. It's a new one, so here we go. I give thanks for my new vision of God as my infinite, constant, abundant source. And let's say that again with gusto. I give thanks for my new vision of God as my infinite, constant, abundant source. And so it is. And the ushers may please pass the offering as we sing. Yes? Please, yes. If you're not, because many of you give online, and we welcome you to do that at unitycitrusheights.org, or you can send a check to us at our P.O. Box. And let's sing this together. The divine love as we pass the offering bag. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Again, divine love flowing through me. Ashley, is it up here? Blesses and multiplies. My fault. All that I have, so that's okay. That I give, all I receive, and all that I am. Freely, freely I've received. Freely, freely I have received. Freely I give. Freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I have. All that I give and receive. Freely, freely I have received. Freely, freely I give. Divine love through me blesses all that I have, all that I give and receive. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so how exciting. We have a few announcements and we're so excited. We have a potluck and potlatch today. And you're welcome to stay even if you didn't bring some food to share. We just joined in community knowing that there is enough for all. We also, the potlatch, which is a Native American tradition of giving and receiving. We bring that which we value but are ready to let go, and we take whatever is there for us that we need. So the table's out there in the lobby, and just participate that knowing we are blessed. This Thursday is our full moon gathering. That's the flower moon. And Amy, do you want to tell us some of the things that we have planned for that? You and Stevie, it's going to be at Stevie's house in her backyard. Would you like to share any of that?
Stevie is going to create a mother prayer.
Okay.
And so we're going to do that. We're going to talk about the chakras a little bit. And a maypole.
A maypole, a mother prayer, chakras, and are you going to do something with red, you said?
We've kind of
Changed into the chakras. Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be a wonderful event. Stevie has a beautiful backyard, and it seems we've done each one of these at a different location, and we get to enjoy each other's homes and in community. So thank you both for preparing that. On Tuesdays, this Tuesday, continuing through the end of May, we have our midweek class, Discover Your Divinity. And this is, we learn how to create affirmations and go into a prayer in a way that is really affirming our power as we learn how to create, go into consciousness of prayer and the I am. So you're welcome to join us for that class. Just drop in or come the remaining couple of weeks that we have. Next week, we'll be right back here at Sylvan Community Center with Reverend Bob Brock. He'll be doing a service that honors Memorial Day, so please join us for that. I'll be doing music. And I think that's all the announcements for now. So now let us rise and sing our closing song together. Let there be peace on earth. Please, let's join hands and see if we can circle up, even though we've got a lot of chairs and tables in the way. I think we can do it. We'll put the baby in the center. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family whole are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And we know that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yeah. God bless you. Have a wonderful week, and stay for the potluck. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. You can see it on each and every face. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing going on. We got a good thing.